Good morning, Atlanta. Today on Play to Win, we are starting the road to the Super Bowl. Also, are the Falcons on their way to a blowout, and have college coaches used COVID as an excuse? We'll break all that down and more coming up next on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Atlanta Nissan dealers. This is It Barbecue and Atlanta Peach Movers. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Good morning and happy new year to all of you beautiful people out there. Our hometown team report is brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. We're without our Chuck Smith today, but we've got a strong panel. Bob Whitfield, Terrence Mathis, and Chris Marler, and we're going to talk some Atlanta Falcons right off the top here. Guys, do we think that these next two games will absolutely define the Falcons season? Terrence?
Well, their season already been defined. We know that it's a rebuild season. We know that they're missing some pieces, some key pieces that they need that I thought they would get in free agency, and they didn't do. I don't think we drafted very well, and we're going to need a future quarterback. So right now, their season is defined no matter what they win or lose. If they do win two games, they still need a whole lot of help from a bunch of people to get into the playoffs.
And Bob, we've got the Bills coming up. Do you think that those two games are going to define the season, 1 and 2? Do you think this is a good matchup for the Falcons?
Every game you got coming up is a good matchup because you got a resume tape you're trying to build. And let the other things happen. You just win those games. You have a Buffalo Bills team that is trying to improve their standings in the playoff hunt. So not being a spoiler to them is helping you keep your chances in the playoff hunt. So the idea is that it is not about spoiling. It's about putting your best Falcon team forward and saying, keep our hope alive, keep our options open, and we win we do what we have to do to keep our hopes of going to the playoffs alive.
That was super optimistic of you. As a Falcons fan, I definitely
man, you know I'm just trying to be a company guy. Like, yeah, go. Like, come on, team, because in reality, I'm like, yo, Buffalo, tough sledding. They got a defensive front that really gives the Falcons some challenge.
Putting his hat out to get some change.
Unreal.
Get a little sympathy there. Come on, man.
I know. Bob, congratulations on your new job with Atlanta Falcons Corporate. So the Falcons have been a little bit predictable lately. Chris, do you think that the Falcons are going to flip the switch, or is this going to be a blowout? What do you say, Chris?
Oh, we got to go to commercial. We'll talk to you on the next break here, Nikki. No, they're not going to flip a switch. No, it's January. This has been done.
All right, guys. Well, when we come back, we are going to start the road to the Super Bowl. We're super excited. You don't want to miss it. We will be right back on Football's Play to Win.
Recognized as a top-rated law firm for professional excellence in legal expertise, communication skills, and highest ethical standards. We are Montlick Injury Attorneys, and we know what it takes to win.
There's never been a better time for you to get the truck and the price of your dreams. Oh, and for a limited time, the vehicles may be purchased with zero down and no payments for 3 months. Your pre-owned truck center is now open. Visit us at beavertoyotacumming.com. We're here to wow you.
This is it. Our grandmother Leah had a special gift when it came to tasting food.
She could identify every single ingredient.
Honey, our vegetables are made with real ingredients. The perfect blend of seasoning. You know your grandmother taught me how to bake her sweet potato pie with one ingredient that sets us apart.
What's the ingredient? Get your This Is It now. Order online for pickup or get it delivered through Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, or Easy Cater. If I guess will you give it to me?
This This might look like a cliffhanger.
But this is the Nissan sales event ad. There's something to hold on to.
This is the part where I rush to save the day.
Wow, what a ride.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealer.
And we're back. Our SEC ACC report is brought to you by Greater Atlanta Nissan. A lot of bowl game cancellations out there. Do we think maybe we're just a little bit suspicious that some of the teams might be taking advantage of COVID? Chris?
No, I don't think that any of these coaches would ever do anything like that because of morals and values. There's no way anyone like Jimbo Fisher would have ever done anything like this to avoid losing any momentum going the offseason. 1,000%. And I guarantee you it started with Jimbo Fisher. And that's not a bad thing. Even, listen, we are in a new wave of COVID. It's the Omarion variant or whatever it is. I don't know. But you're going into this postseason and you're talking about a guy that, like in A&M in particular, you've just had a win against Alabama in October. You just had the #1 recruiting class in the country. Why would you go into a situation where you've lost your defensive coordinator, your 3 defensive starters on the defensive line alone, your best player, your quarterback? You're going to have to go into this game against Wake Forest with a walk-on freshman quarterback and play. Why would you do that to yourself? So I think it's 1,000% happening. I think they're trying to save a little bit of face, and I understand why.
It sucks to be a player, the 4th string player, that this was the only time he was going to have an opportunity to play because everybody is out because of COVID. Now I get to suit up and now I get the lead charge. Sometimes these Cinderella stories are necessary. So as much as you can say, hey, Jimbo, guys, hey, coach, you're going to look bad for your resume tape. Hey, let's give that Rudy guy a shot. He deserves it. Stetson.
Oh boy, here we go.
Terrence, if you were playing for a team who was in the national championship and you had COVID symptoms, how would you handle it?
First of all, I'm going to the trainer and saying I'm not feeling well. Now it's up to the program to test me or not, but I'm letting them know right away I'm not feeling well. I don't know if I'm got have a cold or something like that, the flu. So I'm gonna make sure that I am healthy enough to play for myself for one, and then to help my teammates for two.
All right, guys. Well, coming up next, we're going to break down the biggest quarterback moves of the transfer window. We're just getting started. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
This might look like a cliffhanger.
But this is the Nissan sales event ad. There's something to hold on to.
This is the part where I rush to save the day.
Wow, what a ride.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
A year ago, I was a healthy 40-year-old emergency doctor, and then I got COVID. My initial infection was mild, like so many others. Never was hospitalized, and I was okay. I was out of work for 5 months straight, and have only been able to work part-time since then. 14 months later, I'm still on a pile of pills. I still can't taste my dinner. I can't work full-time. I'm a doctor, and I'm a long hauler. And this can happen to anyone who gets COVID. Get the vaccine. Don't put it off any longer.
We work late, so you can sleep easier. Our dedication is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding!
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 0% financing, plus $500 bonus cash on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Hurry, offer ends January 3rd. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today.
It's bow time. Real deal chicken sandwiches don't take shortcuts. Cause bold, hand-breaded chicken, huge pickles, and buttered buns just taste better. Try the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich for $3.99, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Today's University of Georgia report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow you.
Welcome back. Our Dog Report is brought to you by Beaver Toyota. Let's take a look at some of those quarterback transfers. And to me, when you're looking at this, Chris, who do you think is the most impactful move here?
Well, as a Bama fan, I want to say Zach Calzada because that kid lit up the world only one time in his career against Bama. But it's got to be Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler going to South Carolina. That's a huge get from Shane Beamer for one. And you talk about a team that struggled for a lot of reasons, but primarily because of that quarterback. That was a big question mark all year. They brought in a grad transfer that was supposed to be a coach at the start of the season. Then he ended up being a starter for 6 games. They had a guy that was starting at a Division II or Division III place, I think, that ended up closing out the season. Spencer Rattler going there is a massive, massive deal. You talk about a guy that used to be the number 1 player in the country coming out of high school, and also, the preseason Heisman favorite as well.
Well, since we're talking Spencer Rattler, it's a coaching scheme thing here for me, is that you had an offensive mindset with Lincoln Riley and what he allowed 4 receiver sets to do. Now you're going to South Carolina, this SEC school that's trying to say, are they a powerhouse? Are they going to run the ball, throw the ball? Can they get the recruits to have a wide open offense? So I think it's Spencer Rattler and that coaching staff meshing together. Can they find the right offensive scheme that can exploit his best talents and that they can be competitive against the rest of the SEC? So it still remains to be seen. And I don't know if Shane Beamer, the coach, has that mind yet. He might need some influencing.
Now, do we think that the transfer portal affects UGA at all with players coming and going? Terrence, what do you think?
Well, with UGA getting all these 5-star players, there's not going to be enough room for them in the next couple of years. And I think you're going to see in the next couple of years that you're going to see these 5-star kids jumping in the portal because they can't get on the field. I know you want to create competitive, practices and all those things, but you're going to lose players because there's not going to be enough spaces for them to be on the roster.
All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to discuss the best units in the NFL, and we're going to break down the road to the Super Bowl. It's getting exciting. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, Find New Roads, Bojangles, and Reliable Heating and Air.
You guys are going to love this. We've made it simple. We call it Beaver Direct. You don't have to visit the dealership to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Complete your entire purchase right online. At Beaver Direct, you can quickly obtain a credit approval, have your trade appraised, chat with a specialist, and even switch to video. Beaver Direct was designed to make your car buying experience fast, fun, and easy. We'll trailer your vehicle right to your doorstep for your private test drive. Log on to BeaverToyotaofCumming.com and click on the Beaver Direct button. You'll be done in no time.
Hi, honey. Oh, I missed you.
You just want to video call the kids.
Okay. Hush, little baby.
Don't say a word. But if slow upload speeds turn your good night call into an accidental horror movie,
Can you hear me?
shut it down. Just remember, you're not a bad mom. You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers faster upload speeds for more reliable video calls. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 877 only ATT.
You just bought a new house. Now you've got to move. Nobody likes to move. That's why you call Atlanta Peach Movers. Your choice for the best move. No job is too big or too small, and you can be assured your belongings will get where they need to be on time and in one piece. Our in-house training facility ensures our team is ready to offer you unmatched service and a no-hassle moving experience. For the best value in the business, call Atlanta Peach Movers for a free quote today.
We carry a lot in our trucks and use cutting-edge technology. Our experience is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
Tossed, buffalo, sauced, hot honey, flipped, boneless, dipped, Arby's, razzled, buffalo, dazzled, hot honey, $5 boneless wings and crinkle fries deal. Arby's, we have the meat.
Today's NFL report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
Let's have an NFL report brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Would we take a look at some of these AFC playoff contenders? Is there an MVP that stands out to you, Terrence?
He's sitting right there, number 1 with the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. rough start, but they got it together now, and they're rolling. You know what? I know it's early, but I'm picking Kansas City to go represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Bob?
I mean, he's big early with that. Look, he won't have enough wiggle room to go early with that. But I think what you see also is some teams that rely on defense, and defense have been keeping them in the hunt. So Tennessee is one of those teams. But it's a lot of young quarterbacks in that top of the AFCs, with Buffalo's quarterback is also one of those top contenders. So it's between Mahomes and Buffalo's quarterback that who's going to lead that AFC quarterbacking bunch. But it's exciting to watch. But defense still plays a factor in that AFC race.
And Terrence, you played with a lot of high-profile quarterbacks. Just how good is Joe Burrow with the Bengals?
Right now, he's very, very good. But you know what? He's as good as the talent around him. He has Jamar Chase. He has T. Higgins. He has Boyd. He has Mixon at the running back position. So this kid right now has all the weapons and all the tools around him to be very, very good. But we can't assess him as one of the best right now until he wins some playoff games.
And Bob, given your expertise up front, who do you think has the best O-line in the NFL right now?
Well, I like what Kansas City did with O-line. They got younger when they brought in a young offensive tackle. And it's just one of those things is that when you get that unit to gel, and we got some good units out there, because even Cincinnati's unit has been playing well. But as a unit, I like Kansas City because they're gelling at the right time. They're figuring it out. The new additions to that line is figuring it themselves out, and they're playing some good football.
All right, well, let's have us a showdown. It's time now for our NFL Showdown.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
Let's break down the Cardinals at the Cowboys. What do you think this matchup is going to tell us about these top teams as we enter the playoffs? Terrence?
Well, right now, the Cardinals are struggling a little bit, and I think the Cowboys are starting to find their identity. Here's what I see. Kingsbury, the head coach for the Arizona Cardinals, is still in that college mode because after 12 games, it seems like their production goes down and they hit a wall. And now you're getting ready to play a football team that's trying to get better and better and have a long playoff run. So we're going to see how the Arizona Cardinals adjust to this defense of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, he spoke it right, because that Dallas defense is getting after the quarterback. And Kyler Murray, and though he can scramble in the pocket, he has some defenders that can chase him down. I think Dallas offense has been trying to find themselves. Who is Ezekiel Elliott? Who is Dak Prescott? They're trying to find that prowess that says they're the best offense in the NFC behind Green Bay Packers. They are the best, and they can show that against this Arizona Cardinals team, who has a nice defense with J.J. Watt of their own.
And coming up next, we'll break down some of our favorites on the road to the Super Bowl. You don't want to miss it. It's all coming up on football's Play to Win.
We had a home warranty, and over the years, probably close to 80% of our problems came from heating and air situations. We had a major breakdown, so when we called the home warranty company, we had to come out of pocket $1,700. We came across reliable. One of the technicians explained to us there was a program to help change over the units. They would maintain the units for the life of the unit. It was a no-brainer for us.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
This might look like a cliffhanger.
But this is the Nissan sales event ad. There's something to hold on to.
This is the part where I rush to save the day.
Wow, what a ride.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
I was extremely happy with how Motlek handled my case. They were just incredible through and through. They made a case for me when someone else said I didn't have one, and that was huge. I was above and beyond thrilled because, I never had to pay for anything. I had a great settlement, so I'm very financially stable right now. If someone were in an accident, I would highly recommend Motlek & Associates.
There's never been a better time for you to get the truck and the price of your dreams. Oh, and for a limited time, the vehicles may be purchased with zero down and no payments for 3 months. Your pre-owned truck center is now open. Visit us at beavertoyotacumming.com. We're here to wow you.
Today's NFL Road to the Super Bowl is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Find new roads.
Welcome back. It is the most wonderful time of year, the road to the Super Bowl, and it's brought to you by Georgia Drives Chevy. Now let's switch gears and look at some of those NFC matchups. Give me a team that we can lock in for the Super Bowl. You call it, Bob.
Look, you used the wrong phraseology. Lock in. None of them are alike. Even though you must like Green Bay with what they're doing on offense and then Aaron Rodgers finding ways to win. And you like Dallas and the LA Rams, what they can do on defense. But, I don't even see Tom Brady as a repeat lock. I think what it happens is that top tier of the NFC are all locked in together. It's those other guys that have to look up at those guys and say, hey, can a 7-loss team challenge those guys in the playoffs? Or are we going to look at a matchup between Green Bay and Tampa Bay and see who's going to go for the show? So I think it's still going to be nerve-wracking, but, I give my edge to some senior-led teams, some old dudes that might show up at the end.
Yes.
Terrence, you got a little more confidence than Bob? Give me a lock. Come on, we want a lock.
I got to go with this year's MVP so far this season with the Green Bay Packers versus the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm picking them early, baby. Early. But listen, here's the thing about the NFC. You have the Rams sitting there, and then you have Tampa Bay sitting there. So it's going to be scary for all those teams, those top 4 or 5 teams going into the playoffs. And that team at the top, the Green Bay Packers, they're gonna enjoy having a bye before they start their playoff run.
You guys think any surprise teams just kind of slither their way in because of some losses, Bob?
Well, I like San Francisco. The 49ers are one of those teams that has a stout enough defense that if they slither in the playoffs, they can show up and prove. Jimmy Garoppolo might not be getting the attention at quarterback when you got Aaron Rodgers, you got Tom Brady, even Dak Prescott still in the hunt. But with Jimmy G and a great defense, 49ers are a formidable opponent if they make it in the playoffs.
Who do we think is the most likely to drop out and lose in the first round, Terrence?
Oh my goodness. Oof. You know what? It could be the Cowboys. I'm just saying, they have a great defense. But I'm not confident enough right now from what they showed me the first 4 weeks of the season to what I've seen the last 4 weeks of the season. So it could be a disappointing time for the Cowboys if they don't get on board and Dak don't get locked in. It could be an early exit for them.
Who's out in the first round, Bob?
Look, yippee-ki-yay, because here we go. It's not going to be the Cowboys. It's going to be your league MVP, Green Bay Packers. If anybody can get tossed, let them have a bye week and let them go deep in figuring out what they have with that roster. Who can play receiver? Who can do this? Who can do that? Green Bay Packers is a team that give a team an extra challenge to beat. They can beat Green Bay before they beat anybody else.
A lot of bold predictions this show, and we're going to keep it moving with the one, the only Jeffrey the Ed Schechter and his picks for the week. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding! We're going to find the perfect tree. We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 0% financing, plus $500 bonus cash on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Hurry, offer ends January 3rd. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
My mom.
Hi, baby. We love you. Proud of you. I love you. You're amazing.
Just want to let you know that I love you.
This might look like a cliffhanger.
But this is the Nissan sales event ad. There's something to hold on to.
This is the part where I rush to save the day.
Wow, what a ride.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
Today's college and NFL predictions report is being brought to you by the Georgia Department of Public Health. Vaccination is the best tool to protect lives and stop the spread of COVID-19 in Georgia. Learn more at dph.georgia.gov/COVID-vaccine.
Welcome back. Our college and NFL predictions are brought to you by the Georgia Department of Public Health. Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, we've been waiting on your picks the whole show, so give them to us.
Well, here I come. Hope everybody has a happy, healthy new year. And what better way to start the new year with some good bowl games? Fiesta Bowl, Notre Dame's a 2.5-point favorite over Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State has too much speed. Take the 2.5 at Oklahoma State. Rose Bowl, Ohio State, overrated. It's 4.5 over Utah. I think Utah beats them up. Very physical, tough team. Take the 4.5. And the Sugar Bowl, this is a good matchup. Baylor and Mississippi. I just think Mississippi's got too much speed. Go with Mississippi. In the pros, who's hotter than Miami? 7 in a row. They got the best defense, and they're 3.5-point underdog to Tennessee. I think they beat Tennessee. Kansas City is playing great. Cincinnati's playing great. They get 5.5 points. That's your sleeper team, Cincinnati. Take the 5.5 with Cincinnati. Arizona and Dallas, these are two teams that go in the opposite direction. Arizona lost their best receiver. Murray is struggling. Dallas is playing great. Offensive, defensively, give the 5.5 with Dallas. And good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Jeffrey. You've got a really special jacket there, Bob. What are you holding?
So this is for all the football players. This is what they know. Terrence, you know, is when you were acknowledged by Mr. John Madden for making an all-Madden team, that means you really did something in the pros. So, you know, shout out to the all-Madden family, everybody that has been able to be touched by this legend in football, John Madden, from whether it's the video games, whether it's him as a coach or the commentary. John Madden made all of our careers something thoughtful, something worthwhile.
Thank you, sir.
That is such a sweet tribute, guys. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to all of you. We will see you all next week, Saturday, 9 a.m. on Fox 5.
Today's show has been brought to you by Beaver Toyota, Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. And AT&T.